This is the Gamecock Corner, brought to you by Randy Jones and Associates, your hot spot for everything you need to know about Jacksonville State football. Time to get the scoop on this week's matchup with your host, Shane Wilson, and the legendary voice of the Gamecocks, Mike Parris.
Welcome to another edition of the Gamecock Corner, and what a night, Friday night, for our Jacksonville State Gamecocks. Huge winners. They go over to Kennesaw, Georgia, take care of business against Kennesaw State. Final score, in case you missed it, 63-24. In fact, in the time it took me to say that, I think they may have scored about 3 or 4 more touchdowns over there. Now, it's a big game tonight. New Mexico State comes to Jacksonville. Pre-game from Burgess Snow Field at Amherst Stadium, 5:30. Airtime is going to be 6:30, and you will hear that on 102.9 WKXX. So here to talk about Friday night's huge win and preview tonight's big game is Mike Parris, voice of the Gamecocks for more than 40 years. Mike, hello there.
Good morning. How are you doing, Shane?
Doing good. Now, first edition of Gamecock Corner, we were talking about all the questions that still had to be answered for the Gamecocks and a lot of uncertainty going into the season. Would you say that after this 3-game stretch that we pretty well have all those questions answered and things are going the way they should at the moment?
Well, if they're not all answered, they're close to being answered. I'll put it that way. I think offensively, we found something with Tyler Huff at quarterback. His grasp of the offense continues to grow, and he's been terrific. He's the offensive player of the week this week in Conference USA. Our defense since the second half of the Eastern Michigan game, I think, has been much better. We forced turnovers. I think 7th in the nation now with 12 forced turnovers in FBS football. And Zechariah Poyser had 2 interceptions on Friday night at Kennesaw, and he's got 3 for the year, which leads Conference USA. He's a defensive player of the week. He also had a tackle for a loss, and so pretty good right now, I guess would be the best way to put it for Jacksonville State. And at it the right time, getting into league play, and that was the good thing about that one at Kennesaw the other night, opening up Conference USA action and getting a road victory over them to start league play.
Certainly positive as we enter the meat of the schedule. Now, talk about the fact that we're coming up on a stretch of 3 Wednesday games in a row. Not every college team has to have a schedule where all these, these games fall kind of at odd times. Talk about how things will be a little different with 3 Wednesday games in a row and how Rich Rodriguez prepares for that stretch.
Well, it goes back to it's all about television. The Mid-America Conference, the MAC, did a deal a few years back with ESPN. They call it MACtion. In November, they play midweek games like this on Tuesday, Wednesday nights, and a few Thursdays, but mainly Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So Conference USA's television contract was coming to an end last year with ESPN and also CBS Sports. So they do a deal to do midweek games in October, and the draw on that, obviously, television, the money, but you're also the only game in town. Nobody else playing on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. So you think all those eyeballs are going to be on you. So now, at this point in time, as you look at this week's game for Jacksonville State, we played Friday nights. Now we got to turn around and play 5 days later on Wednesday night. Now, that's bad because you don't have you've got a quick turnaround. Guys that get beat up and banged up, you lose a couple of days in there for them to be ready to go by your next game. So where you might know by Wednesday or Thursday of a normal week, they're going to be ready to play by Saturday. You really don't know, maybe literally until game time, if they can play or help you or whatever. The one good thing about this particular situation for Jacksonville State was our road trip on Friday. We were only an hour and a half from campus, so there really wasn't a whole lot of travel from that standpoint. Now, New Mexico State's got to fly across country to play the midweek game, but they didn't play Saturday, so they haven't played in a week and a half, so they'll be a little fresher, I think, than the Gamecocks will be. And then we have an open date after this one, and then the next 2 Wednesday contests we play at home on the 23rd, and then on October 30th, we're at Liberty. Those games, you got a whole week, to prepare in between those 2 games. So this is difficult because of the quick turnaround and playing twice in 5 days is what it is. But again, it's all about TV, and it's all about the dollars that come from the television contract.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk New Mexico State. Now, this team, some similarities maybe between New Mexico State and Kennesaw State in that they're coming in 1-4. Offensively, they've kind of struggled, much like Kennesaw State had all season. So what else do we know about New Mexico State?
Well, the best news is that Diego Pavia is not their quarterback again this year. Let's ask Alabama about him. But Auburn last year, as well as us, 3-0 against the state of Alabama in a year's time. So he was the guy last year. Was the main cog in their offense, and they lost him. He transferred, ended up at Vanderbilt, and so you got they've played 2 quarterbacks so far. Parker Awad started the first couple of games, and Larnio Cerrucci has started the last 3. And they did put 40 points on the board in their last outing a week and a half ago against New Mexico, their arch rivals. So I think maybe they found something there. They've run the ball better and they've been able to throw it, but now he has, Maurici has thrown the ball better, or did throw it better in their last outing, so we'll see there. Really, it's tough to compare him to last year and playing him for the first time ever because there's so many new faces there. But as you said, they have struggled offensively, and defensively they've been okay, although they did give up 50 to New Mexico in the last one. Fresno State beat them, but Fresno was ranked top 25 until they got beat last week. So I'm sure having a week and a half to get ready for this one helps them some, and the fact that they've already dropped a couple of games. They did take Liberty now. They led Liberty in the fourth quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, had a 17-9 lead before Liberty came back to win the game, and then they lost also to a much-improved Sam Houston team. So they'll, as I like to say, they're breathing fire probably, or spitting fire coming out of the locker room for this one tonight against the Gamecocks. So just hopefully, get some energy there and be ready to go from the Jacksonville State side of things.
Mike, hopefully a week from now, we're talking about another big Gamecock victory in the Gamecock Corner, and thanks for helping us make sense of it all.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the time, and appreciate all you guys do for us at Jacksonville State.
Once again, pregame, 5:30, kickoff at 6:30 as the JSU Gamecocks take on New Mexico State tonight, and you will get that on 102.9 WKXX, and we'll be talking about it next Wednesday in the Gamecock Corner. Hey, if you're listening on YouTube and you love what we're doing here with the Gamecock Corner, we'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribed. And we'll do it again next Wednesday. Gamecock Corner brought to you by Randy Jones and Associates.
Hi, I'm Randy Jones, your hometown trusted choice insurance agency. Randy Jones and Associates knows the playing field, and we have been proudly serving communities across North Alabama for 46 years. Having the right protection on the field is important. The RJA team of experienced agents will help you find affordable, customized insurance coverage for your family, business, and future. Stop by a local Randy Jones Associates office for a free, no-obligation quote or complimentary policy review.
Join us next week for the Gamecock Corner, brought to you by Randy Jones and Associates, a production of WKXX Sports.